Dear honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to share with you some of my experiences as somebody who has lived in China, in Zhejiang, in Ningbo for the past 9 years. I visited China to begin with in 1999, but visiting a place is so different from living there. When you live in a place, you get to understand the people much better. When you live in a place, you get to understand how society works and how it functions. When you live in a place, you get an understanding of how life can function successfully and why, and not just gaze at the how and the what. People gaze when they're in awe. They gaze when they've had an unusual experience that is different. They gaze when they've experienced something special. Dealing with COVID has been about dealing with something special in a special way. I was in the UK in February 2020. When the epidemic in China and the situation here was grim. My first flight back was cancelled. My second flight back was cancelled. My third flight back brought me back to Zhejiang. I witnessed how the Chinese people, under the guidance of the Communist Party of China, were taking prompt action in order to deal with the COVID epidemic. And I witnessed that China had become one of the safest places to be. The party had been accountable to its people and dedicated to its needs. I came back. I went to work. I went shopping. No other country has had the ability to manage to control and recover from something that was wiping out millions and thousands around the world like China. No other system has had the ability to recover so quickly. No other place had given me a situation where I could feel as safe, whilst around about me was going on a global catastrophe. Zhejiang has had 1,300 cases of COVID. That is less than half of what the UK has each day at the moment. Just one death. The party has done something special. And the Chinese people have been following the guidance of the party and the guidance of the government in actually making sure that life in China returns to something like normalcy. And in most places of China, it has. Then there's the issue of economic growth. People doing business with each other. Businesses doing businesses across the world started to rebuild that trust. People going to supermarkets, people going to shopping malls, of which there are many in Zhejiang. People going to restaurants and dining. The growth of retail and shopping malls is a sign of how life in China is returning to normal for the vast majority of people. Because for the past 23 years, Zhejiang has been the fourth fastest growing economy in China. Between 2019 and 2020, growth in China was at 3.6%, making GDP the staggering figure of 6.46 trillion renminbi. This has only been possible by the stability brought about by the leadership of the Communist Party of China. And everywhere I go, I see the riches of Zhejiang being used for the benefit of all. You know, in 2013, statistics indicate there were 80 million people living below the poverty line in China, in 832 different counties. In Zhejiang, that figure was 0. And has remained so ever since. Now, that doesn't mean that there isn't work to do. Work continues to raise people out of difficult situations, such as the development of income for rural communities in Jiaxing County, where the solar power is enabling people to generate an income and a survivable revenue for themselves. The impact of Zhejiang's success, however, and you've heard that from other speakers already today, has not been in Zhejiang alone. Because the party has set up something called the East-West Pairing Off Cooperation Initiative, which runs across the whole country for the benefit of all. Here's how it works. The rich provinces supplement the income of the poorer areas. So Zhejiang has got investment in 8 counties in Qinghai province. As an example, it is giving 168 million renminbi to provide a school, and then is sending teachers to Qinghai in order to be able to deliver the education that the people need. And that's just one example. Other projects are ongoing in other places. When President Xi Jinping said, "I have spent more energy alleviating poverty than anything else," Zhejiang followed the example. And now, as you've heard, Zhejiang has been given the status of demonstration city for common prosperity because of the progress it has made in addressing the problem of unbalanced development, all of which has taken place under the leadership of the Communist Party of China in Zhejiang. Our thanks to you, sirs. And that is how Zhejiang has been successful. With the economic possibilities of its location, with the Ningbo Zhoushan port, with the IT operations that have been based in Hangzhou, and the beautiful mountains and the tourism of areas such as Lishui, all of these were merely possibilities that the party leadership took as opportunities to enable the growth of Zhejiang. Possibilities. The party leadership in Zhejiang saw what was possible and developed and formulated strategies for the province's long-term success. All the ideas: poverty alleviation, economic development, cultural development, harmony, all of those were right at the core of what happened in July 1921 on the Red Boat, right here in Jiaxing City, in Nanhu, with 13 CPC delegates declaring the founding of the party, with the boat becoming a symbol of the party's pioneering and courageous spirit of the party's early leaders. I read an article in China Daily which said Zhejiang province represents the juncture of China's past and future. The birthplace of the Red Boat spirit, the Eastern province embodies the country's revolutionary hallmarks of innovation, hard work, and dedication. I totally and utterly agree, and long, long, long may that continue to be the case. 谢谢大家。